With patch 12.6 just around the corner, it's important to have a look at what possible changes we're going to have to the meta next patch. Currently we're seeing a lot of VSS and Vals running around, and your HKs, M4s with your M995 ammo, but the VSS Val meta could come to an end. The reason for this is they're actually going to be nerfing the ammo, more in the damage side of things. I don't know about the armor pen though. And there is potentially a buff to 9mm ammo, which I'm pretty excited about. I do like some of the submachine guns, and that's what we're here for today. I was messing around with a few builds, and I've come across this one for the MPX, and I tell you what, the recoil is ridiculously low, and it's just an absolute laser beam. So if the ammo gets buffed substantially, this could be a very strong meta weapon in the next patch. Now, we're not going to muck around too much in this episode, but if you do enjoy the video, you can please leave me a rating and a comment letting me know what you thought of it, and possibly let me know of any other future builds or ideas that you might have as well. Are you more than welcome to come share them in our Discord? You'll find that in the description below, as well as my Twitch channel, which I stream on 3 times a week. Now, statistics for this build. I've purely gone on recoil alone. I've not worried too much about the ergonomics. I have added a couple of things to help it so we don't suffer too much. The ergonomics is sitting at 57, which is not too bad, and the insanely low recoil comes in at a vertical recoil of 20 and a horizontal recoil of 100. I've personally not seen anything lower in the game. I've not been able to make this build any lower. I've gone with everything I can that's reduced recoil, more just to sort of mess around with it a bit. I'm sure you could do better if you were to say have a bit of a mix of ergonomics and recoil. It might perform better for you, but personally I really like the low recoil. You're going to see very shortly how it actually performs, and it's ridiculous. But let's go into the weapon parts. So you're going to need to buy an MPX, whether you get that from the flea market or Peacekeeper. From Peacekeeper it's $274, and the entire build, if you were to buy this all from traders alone, you're looking at $164,000, which really is not that bad if it does become, say, the next sort of meta weapon. Now what you're going to need is the Magpul M-LOK 4.1 inch guide, the Geissele, which I hope that's how I pronounce it, SCH charging handle. This gives us an extra 2 ergonomics. Also we're going to be using a 2.5 inch guide to fit our laser, and the laser we're using is the NC Star Tactical Blue laser, but use whatever laser you feel comfortable with. This just gave us the least reduction in ergonomics, so for me that was more important than anything. The upper receiver for the first generation of SIG MPX. We're going to be using a Magpul MBUS Gen 2 Rearsight for a bit of extra ergonomics. The muzzle brake we're going to be using is the Carbine brake for the SIG MPX by Tarkov. Gives us an extra recoil reduction of -10% and extra accuracy of 2% as well. The best stock I've found for this, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is the PMM ULSS foldable stock, and that gives us -43 recoil. We are using the Cobra EKP reflex sight. Again, reason for this, like we did in another build, it gives us an extra -1 recoil. Does hit our ergonomics a bit like a lot of the sights, but again, I've purely gone on recoil for this build, and it actually suits this gun pretty well for your sort of medium to close range. Now the important part for this is the barrel. It's a 14-inch barrel for the MPX. Gives us a -7 recoil and extra 4 to the muzzle velocity, which is really important when you're going for that sort of medium range engagement. Magazine's completely up to you, but I'm using the 50-round mags. I tend to take, say, 2 of these and a couple of 30-round mags too. The 30-round mags just don't last very long. You are going to have a bit more of a hit to the ergonomics, but -5 is not too bad. It's really not something I'm too worried about. The handguard is the Lancer OEM 14-inch foregrip. It gives us a -4% recoil and an extra 12 ergonomics as well. The foregrip we're using is the Zenit RK2. It gives us a -5% recoil and a -2 ergonomics. Now this would be something that I would be looking to change if I was to make a hybrid sort of build. I'd go for something like the Fortis Shift or the Cobra foregrip. Cobra's cheaper, and I think it actually gives us a little bit better stats too from memory. But you can check that out if you like. It won't make that much of a difference to the recoil, but that extra ergonomics will help. The pistol grip, we're going for the HK Ergo PSG-1, and it gives us an extra 18 ergonomics. Now all of this is going to be in the description below. I'm going to give the list of it, and you should see on the screen all of the trader levels you need in order to buy these from the traders, but most of the time you're going to be able to get them from the flea market to start with. No idea next patch on how that's actually going to go as far as price goes, because your guess is as good as mine how the economy is going to be. It's going to be interesting. But to be fair, the MPX, even at stock, is very, very manageable at 35 recoil. So even if you were to get a couple of these and start to mod it out slowly as you picked up new items here and there, see how you go. Now here we are in the hideout. All we're going to do is hold our breath and hold down the trigger. We're not going to try and control this at all. I'm going to show you what it's like. There's a little bit of a climb to start with, and then the grouping is very, very tight. Now, if we were to control this a little bit, you're going to see how much of a laser this is, even at that longer range. It just melts. Now what you're going to see here is an offline raid. I'm going to show you what it's like against these raiders. The reason why I've done this is that it's very hard to compete currently at this stage of the wipe in 12.5. Everyone's running around with slick plates, like level 5 or 6 armor, and this just does not do enough to get many kills. I get a few here and there, but it's often backed up by death from one of their teammates killing me. It's more to look at how it could perform in the next patch. So I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see how it goes. Let's go. Fuck me. Down bottom, rock top. That laser's off, dude. Holy shit.
Вижу!
Fuck! Couldn't even see him.
Движение прямо!
Yo, that laser is actually so far off. You're not liking that.